Hello everyone, I'm Ankit and you're watching Study IQ IAS English. What's in a name? This quote was made popular by William Shakespeare, but it is also very relevant for our today's discussion. Because God's own country, which was known as Kerala before, now it will be called as Kerala. So, what prompted this name change? What is the cultural reason behind it? And most importantly, what are the constitutional procedures you need to fulfill before changing the name of a particular state in the Indian Union? This is what we are going to cover in our today's discussion. Now, yesterday only, the Union government, the cabinet itself, it approved the proposal of the Kerala government to change the name of Kerala to Kerala. And this was because of a previous two resolutions passed by the Kerala Assembly, which requested the union government to make amendment in the constitution so as to change the name. So we are going to understand first the history behind the name Kerala, and then we are going to understand what are the constitutional procedures you need to fulfill to change the name of the state. Now, the notes which I will be using in our today's class, these are very important from your exams perspective, and therefore you should download them from the Telegram channel called as ATS Live. And while you're at it, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel as well. So let us start by understanding how the demand for this name change have originated from the Kerala Legislative Assembly. It started in 2024 with the passage of a resolution from the Kerala State Legislative Assembly, which stated that the name of the state in Malayalam language is Kerala. And as states, they were reorganized on linguistic basis back in 1956, which is observed on November 1st every year as Kerala Pirvi, which is the Kerala's formation day. Therefore, you should change the name of the state. And to change the name of the state, you need to make an amendment in the first schedule of the constitution, because the name of the state in Malayalam, again, I will like to emphasize, it's Kerala. Now, the Assembly of Kerala, it unanimously requested the union government to implement this change. And how would you implement this change? You would amend Article 3 of the Constitution in order to change the name. Right? Now, let us understand the history behind the name. The earlier resolution, which was passed in 2024, it was replaced by another resolution. So why was there a need to replace the resolution? This we need to understand because it is very important legally. Now, the first resolution that was passed in 2024, it sought changes from the union government in not just first schedule of the constitution, but also eighth schedule of the constitution. Now, things become difficult here. To change first schedule, you only need simple majority. But to make changes in the eighth schedule, you need special majority and also consent of the half of the states. So naturally, amending the eighth schedule is more difficult as compared to first schedule, and that is why the Kerala government realized after re-examination that for change of the name of the state, you only require the change in the first schedule, and that is why the second resolution was passed so as to request the government to make changes only in the first schedule. Now, let us understand the origin of the name Kerala, because it is very relevant from our today's discussion. First, there are multiple theories about the origin of the name that was called as Kerala. The earliest epigraphic reference that you can find is in Major Rock Edict II, which dated back to 257 years before the Christ was born during the time of Emperor Ashoka. Now, this edict, it mentions the name Kerala Putra, which is a Sanskrit translation of the word son of Kerala, which is also interpreted to the Chera dynasty that once upon a time ruled over the land which is present day Kerala. Now, what you have to understand, the root of the word Chera, it states the word is Cher, which means to join, and the word Alam, it means a land of the region. So Cherlam, it is interpreted as a joined land or a land of Chera people. So this is the word Cherlam emerges from. Now, what is the relation between Kerala and Cheram? This is what we need to understand. And this is told to us by a German scholar called as Hermann Gundert. Now, he was the first person who brought Malayalam to English dictionary. And he said the word Keram is actually the Kannada for the word Cheram. And he inscribed the word Kerlam or Cherlam as a region which stretches between present day Gokarnam and Kanyakumari. So you can understand this is broadly the region where present day Kerala is also located, not from Gokarna obviously, but from the nearby coastal regions which ends at Karnataka and starts in Kerala. Now, what you have to understand is the demand for unified Kerala. This is very important. First of all, the Malayali speaking regions today, they were before historically ruled by various kings and princely states. And inspired by the freedom movement, the Malayali speaking people who share common language, cultural traditions, and social customs, they press for political unifications of different lands where Malayali speaking people lived. Now, this movement was called as Aikya Kerala movement or Unified Kerala movement, and it gathered pace, or it started to gather space from 1920 onwards. Now, the demand for a separate state, that is for Malayali speaking places, this would mean integration of Malabar, Kochi and Travancore regions. Now what happened after India got independent, that various princely states were integrated into the Indian Union. So in 1949, Travancore and Kochi, they merged to form a state which was called as Travancore Kochi state. Now let us come back to 1956. In 1956, many states were demanding division of the state boundaries based on language, and for this the Union government set up the State Reorganization Commission under the chairmanship of Syed Fazl Ali. Now this State Reorganization Commission, it recommended creation of Kerala by including districts located in Malabar, Kasaragod Taluk and excluding southern Taluk of Travancore region, which now belongs to the Tamil Nadu region, right? So Malabar district, Kasaragod, and then Travancore Kochi, it emerged to become what was known as Kerala before, and this state now has been called as Kerala. Now let us understand what is the process, the constitutional process to change the name of a state. Now for renaming of any state, the proposal should come from that state government. And when this proposal is sent to Union Ministry, the Union Ministry of Home Affairs, it examines the request. And then after examining the request, it seeks no objection certificate from various ministries and departments of Government of India. For example, Ministry of Railways, Intelligence Bureau, Department of Posts, Survey of India and Registrar General of India. All of these send NOC, and then only this proposal is introduced in the Parliament in form of a bill. So only after clearing from various ministries and departments of Government of India, this proposal is introduced in the Parliament in form of a bill. Now to pass this bill, this is very important, please pay close attention. To pass this bill which changes the name of a state, you require a kind of an amendment. This amendment is merely a simple amendment to the Constitution, right? So you're amending Article 3 and first schedule of the Constitution, but to amend Article 3 and first schedule of the Constitution, this does not constitute as a constitutional amendment under Article 368. Rather, this is a simple amendment to the Constitution for which you only require simple majority in the Parliament, which is majority of more than half of members present and voting, right? So once this bill is passed by simple majority in the Parliament, this will be notified in the Gazette of India, and hence the name change would come into effect. Is every proposal by a state government accepted by the Union government to change the name? The answer is no. For example, back in 2018, the West Bengal government introduced a proposal to change the name of the state West Bengal into Bangla, but this proposal was rejected after the Ministry of External Affairs raised concern because the name Bangla is very much similar to the country of Bangladesh. So that is why this proposal back in 2018 was not accepted. But this time, as this proposal was passed unanimously and there was a cultural reason behind change of the name of Kerala to Kerlam, that is why it was accepted by the Union government. And now you know what is the process. The process means introduction of bill in the Parliament, but it only requires simple majority to be passed, not special majority, because making changes to Article 3 of the Constitution and first schedule of the Constitution is not a part of constitutional amendment under Article 368. Had it been under Article 368, you would have required special majority and in many cases even the consent of half of the states in Indian Union. Now, to solve a question which I have curated on a very similar lines to UPSC question, there is an important announcement. Now, the topic that we covered belonging to the different constitutional provisions, these are integrated part of polity syllabus. To get acquainted by polity thoroughly and other subjects also which are relevant for UPSC, you can consider taking admissions in the GS Foundation batches. Right now, all the courses, including courses for 27 and 28, in addition to optional subjects, they are being offered at a hefty discount due to power play sale, but this offer is only for a limited time period, so please hurry up. Before making the payment, please keep one thing in mind: if you apply the code ATS Live, you are going to get maximum discounts on all the courses. Now let us deal with this question. The name of the state mentioned is is mentioned in which part of the constitution? Do let me know the answer to this question. And second, a bit more difficult than the first question, which one of the following statements regarding to alteration of the name of a state is or are correct? Please do let me know the answers of both these questions in the comment section. If you get it correctly, good, and I will show my appreciation in form of liking your comment. And if you want to download the notes, you can go to this particular Telegram channel whose name is ATS Live. If you have problems in locating it, you can always scan the QR code. So this is all from my side. Please have a very good day. We'll see each other again quite soon.